Diddy, where you at, boy? Diddy, where you at? Yo, Diddy is so fried. The fact that he left his kids behind and hopped on a plane to God knows where, my personal opinion is crazy. But fellas, let this be a lesson to you. Let this be a lesson to all of us, right? Don't let power get to your head, because it's very easy to allow money to influence your decisions and your actions and allow it to, I guess, embellish your character, to say the least. But it's a slippery slope once you start down that path, and we're seeing it with Diddy here. But anyway, let's get into the video.
The Department of Homeland Security has just confirmed to CNN that federal law enforcement agents have raided properties owned by musician and producer Sean Diddy Combs. Let's bring in CNN security correspondent Josh Campbell and CNN legal analyst Joey Jackson. Josh, let me start with you. What are these raids by federal agents in multiple locations tell you about the seriousness of this investigation?
Yeah, Wolf, a very significant development here, seeing this law enforcement action taking place. I'll point out, just to be clear at the outset, we don't know that Sean Diddy Combs himself is the subject or target of a federal investigation. So it's just worth pointing that out at this hour. But what we do know is that two properties associated with him, we saw the feds descend on those properties. We saw on aerial footage, federal agents both here in the Los Angeles area as well as in Miami at those residences. Now, the Department of Homeland Security, their what's called HSI, Homeland Security Investigations, gave CNN a statement. I'll read you part of that when asked about what this activity is. They say that earlier today, HSI New York executed law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation with assistance from HSI Los Angeles, HSI Miami, and our local law enforcement partners. That is it, confirming that they are conducting what they're deeming law enforcement action, which could indicate search warrants being conducted there, could indicate arrests being conducted. We just don't know at this hour specifically what that law enforcement action is. It is worth pointing out, though, that Combs himself obviously has faced significant legal woes in recent months. I'll give you just the highlights of what actually occurred. In November, he was sued for an abuse by a former partner. These
motherfuckers trying to get me demonetized, man. Listen, it's crazy because, you know, we see all these videos and things of Diddy doing like these just like, you know, random flamboyant things, and one has to wonder, like, what goes on behind those parties? And the fact that Cassie came out, said something, I think, what's his name? Lil Rod came out and said something about him. And then following up with the actions that he hopped on the plane and has subsequently disappeared. I'm not the one to say anyone did anything. All of this is alleged, but here's what I know. You don't get raided unless they have dirt on you. That's all I'm saying. You don't get raided unless they have dirt on you. There would be no reason, no probable cause for them to come and investigate unless the allegations had some actual weight to them, which evidently here we're seeing that come to fruition now. The only question is, Diddy, where you at, bro?
Lawsuit was then settled very quickly, but in December, he faced sexual assault allegations in a complaint filed in the Southern District of New York. The suit was brought by a woman referred to as Jane Doe, who said that she was 17 at the time when these allegations took place, and back in 2003, he was accused of trafficking and gang, among other allegations, also in that suit naming two of his associates. Of course, Combs denied any wrongdoing there. And then just last month, a former employee of Combs filed a suit also in the state of New York, accusing him of assault, of harassment, and, quote, grooming. That former employee stated that he had worked for Combs between 2022 and 2023. Among those allegations, this former employee, a male employee, said that Combs did not compensate him for his music production work and forced him to procure and interact with sex workers, threatened him with serving alcoholic beverages laced with drugs to guests at parties at Combs' home. And then Combs' son, Justin Combs, was also accused of soliciting and underage girls at his father's homes. Again, the Combs have denied any wrongdoing, but just a series of allegations that we've seen taking place. Final point, Wolf, I'll note, is that while we don't know the specific allegations or why the feds are at these residences, it is worth pointing out the agency that is conducting this law enforcement activity. It's not the FBI, it's not the DEA or the ATF. This is HSI, Homeland Security Investigations. For those unfamiliar, this is an agency that has long been the forefront, specifically at human trafficking investigations investigation. So although we don't have the specifics yet, we're starting to we can glean just based on which agency has the lead, the direction this might go. But again, we don't yet know that Combs himself was the target of the investigation, Wolf. We do know that at this hour that federal agents were at two of his homes, both here in Los Angeles and in Florida, Wolf.
Well, damn. It seems like when you spend a lifetime doing debaucherous stuff, it comes back to bite you in more ways than one. And honestly, I got to give some credit to Coach Greg Adams here when he says that all men pay. And in fact, I agree with that. I mean, to some degree, you do pay, whether that be money, time, or whatever the case may be. At some point, you are going to pay. And it's not like you're going to pay for every single woman you interact with. All you have to do is just pay one time, and you've paid for all of them. And in this case, when, again, all of these things are allegations, but you don't get raided unless they have dirt on you. Again, these are just allegations. I'm not trying to get sued, but I'm just saying, unless they have actual evidence or actual things that could bring you to court, they wouldn't raid you. But in this case, we're seeing this, and obviously with Combs's actions, it's evident that he has taken note of this, and, you know, the piper is coming to get paid, or whatever that quote is. But anyway, there's probably tons more to come. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to check out another one of these videos, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.